Okay, I'd like to call this meeting of the Murray City Council to order. I will be chairing the meeting, filling in for our acting city mayor, Diane Turner, who will be sitting as a council member as well. But Diane is also our acting mayor at the present time. We'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask Gil Rodriguez if he'd lead the group. Please stand and say with me, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gil. Next, we'd like to have an approval of the minutes. If I could hear a motion, please.
I'll move approval of the minutes of the council meeting of August 1st, 2017.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moved and approved. We'll now move to the item on our agenda for special recognition. This evening, we're going to be swearing in a new Murray City police officers, Joshua Hunt, Stephen Trout, and Braden Hamataki. Chief Burnett and Jennifer Kennedy.
You know, it's my privilege to introduce these three to you today. In fact, I'm going to ask if you all three come on up. They just graduated 2 weeks ago from the police academy. They did a fantastic job there representing Murray City, and we're excited to have them as part of our team and part of our family. And we've already put them to work, and you know, I think we've got three really good officers. So we're excited to have them here with us. So go ahead and swear them in.
I, Stephen Trout, do solemnly swear to support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and perform the duties of my office as a Murray City police officer with fidelity.
Whoever they've asked to come up and pin their badges on. Well, before we have you sit down, if you wouldn't mind just introducing family and friends you might have here with you. We appreciate them coming in here. This is really a big deal. This is the start of hopefully a long and very successful career, and I don't see anything but good things coming from these guys. So, Josh?
So my dad right here, and then my mom, my brother and sister didn't make it out. I have my dad, my grandma in the back, and then my brother somewhere around. And then my other brother didn't make it, or my mom.
I have my wife here, and then my three children, one yelling daddy.
Thank you, officers. All right, moving along, we are going to have a resolution read by our mayor. In just a minute, it will consider a joint resolution of the Mayor and Municipal Council of Murray City for special recognition of Bob Dunn upon his retirement of 39 years in service to the Boys and Girls Club of Murray. And at this time, I'd like to ask our mayor Diane Turner to read that resolution.
So nice to see you, Bob. Welcome, and your partner there. It's very nice to see her as well. Anyway, I'll read the resolution. It says, whereas Bob Dunn has worked for the Boys and Girls Club of Murray for 39 years when he began his career as the executive director of what was then the Murray Boys and Girls Club in 1978. Which later merged in 2015 with Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Salt Lake to expand services to now 8 locations and more than 7,500 kids annually it serves. Whereas Bob was somewhat prepared for his life with the Boys and Girls Club as he graduated with a bachelor's degree from the University of Utah in youth leadership. And he has had many other opportunities with Murray to enhance his experience with participation on volunteer boards. Whereas Bob's hard work and extra effort in this job and his volunteering, he has received special awards and recognitions that include the highly revered Murray High Alumni Award from the Murray Rotary Club, also, the recipient of the Horizon Award from the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Utah Council for Citizen Diplomacy Volunteer of the Year Award, and the Bronze Minuteman Award from the Utah National Guard. And whereas Bob has been responsible for the concept and development of several unique and award-winning programs. Whereas Bob has certainly embraced the mission of the Boys and Girls Club to inspire and empower youth, families, and communities to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. Whereas, we have several whereases here. You've been a busy guy. Bob has worked to provide a safe haven for many young people through quality programs and critical relationships with nurturing and reliable adults, as well as meaningful guidance and direction, with encouragement to succeed at school, to make healthy choices, and to engage in opportunities at the clubs and in the community to learn the satisfaction of doing their best, working hard, and being responsible. And whereas what means the most to Bob is the one kid who walks into those club doors and then walks out knowing he has the power, tools, and resources to change his life for the better and perhaps help others too. And whereas, because they knew him, they have been changed for good. And one more whereas, Bob is married to Krista Dunn. They have 2 daughters, Jamie and Jessie, both of which have followed in their parents' footsteps, choosing service professions, and through all 39 years of Bob's tireless work at the Boys and Girls Club, his family has always been his priority, and they have experienced amazing learning adventures together. And be it therefore resolved that I, Acting Mayor Diane Turner, and the Murray City Council do express our sincere gratitude for the many contributions made and express our warm appreciation to Bob Dunn for his devoted years of service to the children of Murray and throughout, and wish him the best in his future personal and professional endeavors. Would you like to act on the resolution now, Chair?
What was that, Diane?
Would you like to act on the resolution? On the,
Oh,
what I
yes,
just
yeah,
read?
let's take a motion, and then we'll take a second.
I'll move that we approve a joint resolution of the mayor and municipal council of Murray City, Utah, for special recognition of Bob Dunn upon his retirement of 39 years in service to the Boys and Girls Club of Murray.
And I would like to second that.
Motion and seconded. Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. Let's give Doug a big hand of applause.
Well, thank you very much.
Doug, would you like to say something?
Well, I know Diana asked me just to take a minute, but I would like to.
Please, yeah.
Bob.
All right.
Bob, that's not like you. You want to say anything.
I know. And I love, last time I met with Diane, she said, now we only have a few minutes. You know, but thank you, and I really do appreciate this, Mayor Turner and the city council. You guys have just been incredible, and I want to talk about Mayor Iyer a little and really miss him and appreciate his support of the club. And Leanne, like earlier today, we're meeting with our executive director. We're meeting with another city official, another city, and we spent most of the time talking about Mayor Iyer and just his heart and what he's done and the family, and we're going to really miss him. But I've known most of you before you're on the city council. I know you three I've known for years, and just really want to thank you. And Jim, I know, is not here, but he's just been a real supporter, and Brett, and all the city employees. I mean, the great chiefs we have here, and Doug Hill, and all of the power department, and it's been an amazing place to work. But I do want to, one of the whereas, you talked about community service, and I'm no longer officially employed with the Boys and Girls Club, so this isn't a sales thing, but I love the club, and the club works. And thank you for all of your support of the Boys and Girls Club. And over the years, my favorite thing they do is community service. And our club kids, every Thursday, they do a community service project. And we started this 39 years ago. We were the official pooper scoopers for the Murray City Parade for like 10 years. And we followed all the horses along with a bucket and a shovel, and our kids right now, because of the retirement, I've heard a lot from a lot of those kids, and every one of them brings up, you had me out on the 4th of July shoveling behind horses. But these kids learn something by doing that, and every day when they're over at the club, they're learning something, and they're making this community a better place, and it really does work, and I appreciate this, and I appreciate the support of Art Pasker, who still can't retire from the club. We're not going to let him, and I want to stay involved with the club like Art has the rest of my life. And thank you so much. This means the world to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. Bob, if you'd like to just give that to Jan, we'll make sure that Jim signs it. Okay, you will get it, however. Thank you.
I think we have some comments coming from the council. If you would like to, Blair?
I would, yes. Bob, you're one of my heroes. Working over there at the club for so many years, so unassuming, just doing your job, giving everybody else credit. It's truly amazing what you've done over there. So I just want to thank you. As I was looking at this resolution, I realized I was looking at the wrong one, and I started reading, whereas Murray citizens in 1913. I thought, wow, Bob has been there a long time. But seriously, thank you so much for all your devotion and commitment to the Boys and Girls Club of Murray.
And I feel the same way, both to you and Krista. We appreciate everything, and your daughters that have supported, and everyone that's been a major support. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
You've provided a safe and educational haven for children for all those years, Bob, and you've made a real positive impact on the social structure of Murray, and appreciate all you've done. Yes. Okay, I'm going to divert for a minute. I want to make sure that we know that Councilman Jim Brass has been officially excused from this evening's meeting. And then I got off to a quick start. I forgot to recognize our scouts. So I'm going to ask the scoutmaster out here to have each of his boys stand, tell us your name and what merit badge you're working on.
We're Troop 392 from Murray, West Side, and all of them each give you their names.
Hello, I'm Donovan. I have no idea what merit.
Okay.
I know no names. I'm the outcast.
I'm Evan Holt, and we're working on the citizenship in the community.
I'm Isaiah Kibbe, and we're doing exactly what he just said.
Thank you. Appreciate your presence here tonight. Thank you. Okay. With that, we'll move on to our second joint resolution of the evening. We will consider a joint resolution of the Mayor and Municipal Council of Murray City, Utah, declaring September 10th through the 16th, 2017 as Public Power Week. I'd ask Acting Mayor Diane Turner and Blaine Hackey to present.
I think I'll go up for this one. Boy, this wearing two hats is a bit of a challenge, so please bear with me. But okay, joint resolution of the Mayor and Municipal Council of Murray City, Utah, declaring September 10th through 16th, 2017 Public Power Week. Whereas Murray citizens in 1913 voted and approved the formation of the community's own municipal electric utility, and whereas the citizens of Murray City have owned and operated an independent electric utility, Murray City Power, for 104 years, providing our community with safe, reliable, and reasonably priced electricity. Safe is 99.999%. And whereas Murray City Power is one of over 2,000 consumer-owned electric utilities that comprise the American Public Power Association, APPA, an organization that annually promotes Public Power Week, and now, therefore, we, the Mayor and Murray City Municipal Council, do hereby declare September 10th through 16th, 2017 as Public Power Week. Be it therefore resolved that we hereby encourage the citizens of Murray City to participate in the Public Power Celebration event on Thursday, the 14th of September, from 4 to 6:30 p.m. to honor 104 successful years of public power in Murray, and be it further resolved that our community acknowledges that the success of Murray City Power has been achieved through the combined and cooperative efforts of our employees, our citizens, fellow city departments, elected officials, and industry partners, including the Utah Associated Municipal Power Systems, which is also UAMPS, the Intermountain Power Agency, IPA, and the American Public Power Association, APPA. Would you like to act on that?
Yes, let's accept a motion and a second, please.
I would move adoption of the joint resolution of the Mayor and Municipal Council of Murray City, Utah, declaring September 10th through 16th, 2017 as Public Power Week.
I'll second that.
Motion and seconded. Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Okay, Blaine? Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Council, for the acknowledgement of another Public Power Week. I don't know how many years we have celebrated Public Power Week, but of course you're all invited this week from Thursday to come out to the park and have our footlong hot dogs and talk to our guys, look at our crews, look at our equipment, and just enjoy the time and the community atmosphere. I think we all know the value of the power department.
What time is that on Thursday, Blaine?
From 4 till 6:30.
Okay, I thought
6
they'd like to
o'clock,
know.
we're going to do the Power Bucks presentation where we give free power away. I think you know the value of the power department, and we know it's a team effort. We have 45 dedicated full-time employees, but as the resolution said, there are other departments and other people in the city staff that also help us succeed. And as Diane mentioned, we look at the 99.99% reliability. hoping that you aren't one of the 0.01% that power went out last week. But we try to keep the power on and know that that's where the bread and butter is. And so thank you for this acknowledgement.
Thank you, Blaine. Okay, thank you, Mayor. Okay, we now move on to a special topic. This is the presentation of the Murray City 33rd Annual Beautification Awards Program for 2017. And we'll ask Darren Bird and our Shade Tree Commission overseers.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here for our annual award presentation, and I'd just like to begin by thanking the council and also Mayor Iyer for renaming these awards this past year after Jim Hendrickson, our chairman, and his wife Jean, he was no longer able to be here with us. But I have Jan Evans and Judith Payne here with me with the Beautification Commission, and we're just going to kind of take turns and bounce through the city council districts and the other awards. So, Judith.
I'm Judith Payne, and I represent District 1 on the Beautification Committee and the Shade Tree Commission. We enjoy very much driving around one day a year and looking at the properties that have been nominated, and it is just really fabulous what we find. And I'm honored to say that from District 1 we have a tie, and as we go by the properties, we total up our little points, and we have a little grid that we follow as we marvel at the beautiful property. It might be the colorful flowers or the trees, or just the detail. The creativity is just astounding. And when we tallied up the points this year, we had a tie for District 1, which made me very happy, because I would have broken my heart to deny either of these co-winners their rightful award this year. So if you're not doing anything after the meeting, you really should drive by these properties and see what we have here. So I would like to acknowledge an award from District 1, the Phillips property. Are they here? I think. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. I don't know if they're here tonight. Oh, come. I think you need to and get your plaque. And what you've done is just every little square inch of your property is just gorgeous. And not only that, but across the street. I could not believe that. Really, it's worth a drive. You really should go and check this place out. So thank you for what you do. You should come up too. What? Whatever I ask. So. Well, that's okay. Wow. You should get an award for that. You know what it does? It just makes everybody feel good. And you lift up the neighborhood, and all of us who pass by, we appreciate the kind of citizens you are when you take care of your property, and you do such an awesome, beautiful job. You so deserve this. So congratulations. That's right. And then I want to announce the other winner, which is the Kesamakis. Yes, at 4520 South Atwood Boulevard. Please come up, because I'll tell you, again, you almost caused us to a car wreck because it is such a beautiful property, so neatly tended and cared for. Again, every square inch, I think you've looked over and pampered, and it's just beautiful. Thank you so much. I had such a good time talking to you about your award. So we're just so thrilled that we have both of you that we can honor this time. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I represent District 2, and we'd like to have Sue Cross come up, representing District 2. What a beautiful yard over in Riverside Drive. River Bend Drive.
So here I am again. Janelle Nelson is not here. She represents District 3, and you're going to think I'm repeating myself, because in District 3 we have another Kesamakis. who has won. Where are they? Are they here tonight? Oh, there you are. Come up. Oh my goodness, you're repeat winners. But what can you do when you actually improve on perfection? So thank you again. Again, it was lovely meeting with you, and your love for being in your yard and what you do for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
We really
so
appreciate it.
Well, I have the honor of presenting to District 4, and I'll tell you, I was so struck by this property that I took my grandchildren by, then I took my son by and said, this is what I'd like in my yard. And we had quite a parade going past this home. I have not met the residents, so I am just looking forward to this. It's Madeline's. Are you here? Madeline. Yes, I think you're here. And Keith. Madeline and Keith. Shelley. Madeline and Keith Shelley. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Isn't that fun? Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is the district represented by Jim Hendrickson, and we miss him. And he has been on this board longer than the board's been organized, I believe. And I had a goal of trying to be on as long as he, but he's still living and he's still going, so I'm not going to make it. I'm close, but not that long. So we adore him and miss him. I represent District 5, and it's Lee and Jenny Brown. The Browns.
So many gorgeous yards in Murray that this is a real honor to be picked.
Your yard has been exquisite every single year that I've driven by. It is just every time.
Well,
every season is just beautiful.
I meet so many wonderful neighbors with that yard, you just can't believe. And many of you come by, the back is where we live. The front's for the neighbors, but the back is.
Well, can we come knock on the door and look at the back?
You can come in, and if we don't answer the door, come through the gate, because we're usually in the back.
Okay, whenever
We
you're
live in the
available,
backyard.
drop by.
Squirrels and birds and the fish and the.
Come on up. Nope.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
As we total up the score sheets that Judith was talking about, the top score in the city earns the Mayor's Award. And this year, the Mayor's Award goes to Drew and Kelly Sylvester on Chesterbrook Cove. Drew, I believe, is here tonight. It was great when I presented the award told Shelley about this. She said, "Have you seen our backyard?" And they have a hill in their backyard with a waterfall, and it's just amazing. So congratulations.
Well, the wife gets most of the credit for it, but she's not here, so.
So for the Mayor's Award.
Okay, and the multifamily award goes once again to Three Fountains. That's not Three Fountains. Is a representative from Three Fountains here? Please come up. It's gorgeous every single year.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very, very much. What an addition we have.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Thank you.
I think you saw the picture of the commercial property, one of the largest commercial properties in the city. But if you've driven by Fashion Place Mall recently, it's amazing all the work that they've done around that property and on Winchester and State Street and all the way around. So we have Mark Thorson, the general manager from Fashion Place Mall, with us tonight. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you all.
Appreciate your work. That concludes our resolutions. We'll now move to the citizen comment portion of our meeting. We ask that you confine your comments to 3 minutes, and unless you're here for one of these public hearing matters, feel free to come up and share the comments with us. Okay. Okay, Kathleen?
I just wanted to read a few things from this is the History Advisory Board that meets once a month. Their minutes that were approved in July. They're still kind of concerned about the assisted living center that's going in. They voiced at the meeting at their advisory board, they voiced concern that the city's rationale to revitalize the downtown with that development was not valid. Some of them did not think the patrons in an assisted living center will really bring business to the downtown. They expressed that they were not sure a senior living center would meet the vision of the downtown. They felt that the development could be built in other locations. The board members continue to question if the development truly meets the vision of the MCCD, and that their questions had not been answered. They expressed concern that the process was hurried with pressure at the beginning for decisions when the plans were not finalized, and a highly likelihood that they would change. They did not trust the developers. They felt the board should have been involved with the ongoing process. They would have liked more information from Tim Tingey about the city's vision, and they did not feel like the city has connected the vision to this development. So I'll just leave these just for the History Advisory Board minutes. They're kind of interesting. I thought maybe the council should know about those.
Okay, thank you. Any others? Okay. Seeing none, we'll now move to the consent agenda. We will consider a confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Bobby Henry to the Murray Library Board of Trustees, representing District 3 for a 3-year term to expire on June 30th, 2020. Acting Mayor Turner, please.
Is Bobby here? No. Anyway, see ya. It's my pleasure to offer Bobby Henry for confirmation to the Murray Library Board of Trustees. Bobby is a long-term Murray resident and has served on other Murray boards, and so I think she'll be a great match. And so, do you want to go ahead and
Yes, take a motion.
make a motion?
I would move adoption of the consent agenda, approving the confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Bobby Henry to the Murray Library Board of Trustees.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and seconded.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, it passes. We'll now move to the public hearing matters. The first public hearing, number 1, is a consideration of a resolution approving the city's application for a grant from the Edward Byrne Justice Assistance Grant Program. Our Police Chief Craig Burnett will be presenting.
Thank you. Each year we have the opportunity of applying for this grant from the Department of Justice. It's money that they allocate out to different agencies, and it can only be used for specific items. Part of that process requires that we have a public hearing and address the fact that we are applying for the grant, how much that grant is, and what we intend to use that grant for. This year, Murray's allotment is $33,401, I believe. Our intent is to use that grant for the purchase of in-car cameras. We've been using that grant and another grant to take care of our needs with our in-car cameras and our body cameras, and this year that money will be used to considering the costs of those cameras. That $33,000 doesn't go a long way, but will help in updating and installing cameras in some of our cars. So that's where we're at with it. Any questions?
Any questions for the chief? No, I think you've answered them all. Thank you, Chief Burnett.
Thank you.
Take a motion. I'll go to the public for comments if there are any. Okay, seeing none, we'll bring it back to the council. Any comments or questions from the council?
A question, GL, is it, the amount's not included in the resolution, is that, I'm assuming that's not necessary?
No, I think that's fine, the way it is.
Okay, thank you. In that case, I will move approval of the resolution approving the city's application for a grant from the Edward Byrne Justice Assistance Grant Program.
I'll second.
Motioned and seconded.
Aye.
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 Aye. Now move to item number 2 under the public hearing matters. Consider an ordinance amending section 16.12.020H of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to side yard utility and drainage assessments. Tim Tingy presenting.
Council, this item was brought to the Planning Commission for their recommendation to you on July 20th. The minutes are in the packet that was provided for you. There was a hearing on this. They provided a recommendation. This actual application was brought forward by staff, including recommendations from our city engineer. It relates to easements, and as we're looking at more lots within the city that have 6,000 square foot lots, there's a need to adjust the distance of the easement on side yards to accommodate the setbacks and to have enough space for the building and for these easements. So you have the attached ordinance. In that includes each side yard easement must line up with the side yard easement on the adjacent lot. And in R16 and R18 zones, that the easement is to be 5 feet and that they're to line up. And then with odd lots, they're to be located on either side as determined, and working with staff to address that. So based on this, it's something that is needed, especially for the setback elements. Planning Commission recommended approval. Staff's recommending approval tonight.
Any questions for Tim? Okay, we'll now move to the public for comments. Do we have any? Okay, seeing none, we'll come back to the board. Comments or questions?
We had the opportunity to discuss this with Tim at our Committee of the Whole meeting, so I think I pretty well understand.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to adopt the ordinance amending section 16.12.020 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to side yard utility and drainage easements.
I'll second that.
Motioned and seconded. Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. Moving on, seeing we have no unfinished business scheduled, we'll move to new business. We will consider an ordinance amending section 5.08.050 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to business license expiration dates. Tim Tingy presenting.
This proposal is in conjunction with the software replacement system that we've acquired for the city, and this change that's occurring throughout the city to our new Munis system. And as mentioned in our previous meeting, we talked about this, the change in the ordinance is to address and to accommodate the system that we have acquired. There's not a lot of flexibility within this system because it's based on set dates, and this is what other communities that use that system include. And so the change is to, for the business licenses, instead of the expiration being the date of issuance, that it's the application date, and that the 12-month time frame is from that application date rather than the issuance of the business license. Bottom line is, with this software package, other communities use it. It's not a whole lot different than that. There isn't a huge amount of time that will adjust. There is some adjustment in what we would look at as far as reviewing applications and doing inspections, but it's not going to be a significant change. So staff's recommending approval of this ordinance. Happy to answer questions.
What's the average time between an application and the award of the license?
It's really dependent upon the significance of the business, but typically when we talk about renewals, most of the work has been done, so typically it's just a few days. It may go longer than that depending upon review, but it's not a significant amount of time.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Any questions for Tim? Okay. Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I'll move that we adopt an ordinance amending section 5.08.050 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to business license expiration dates.
I'll second.
Motion and seconded.
Aye.
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 Aye. Now move to our second item of new business. We'll consider a resolution authorizing the execution of a telecommunications franchise agreement between Crown Castle NG West Limited Liability Corporation provider and Murray City. We'll have GL Critchfield presenting.
Thank you for this opportunity to present this agenda item. This is another franchise agreement before you tonight. I think you're pretty familiar with these franchise agreements that come to the city every so often. The way we tend to analyze these is to look at this as a public utility. As you know, public utility providers are entitled to go into the right-of-way. This is similar to many others and a little bit different from, a little bit unique in that they're going to be able to provide telecommunications services by being in the right-of-way and also by putting in the right-of-way little small cell towers if they choose to in the future, and then the wireless boxes that they have. It's also unique in the fact that they're not providing services to customers or the end users. They're providing services to other telecommunication companies to expand their data capability.
Thank you, GL. Any questions for GL? Okay, hearing none, we'll accept a motion.
I would move approval of the resolution authorizing the execution of a telecommunications franchise agreement between Crown Castle, NG West LLC, and Murray City.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded.
Aye.
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 Aye. Well, now, at the conclusion of our meeting, we'll hear from our mayor and a report from the mayor.
Thank you. As you all know, last Thursday we buried our beloved Mayor Iyer, and we are all still grieving individually and as a city. I want to thank the Murray City Police Department and Fire for a moving graveside ceremony and 21-gun salute. It was beautiful. We have such a wonderful city and such a wonderful police and fire. Thank you, and please thank all those that were involved. I made it through. Okay. Number 2. The Heritage Center will have an open house on Monday, September 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. The theme will be Masters in Aging. A prime rib dinner will be served from 5 to 7 and a free concert by the Beehives at 7 p.m. More details are on our website. Number 3, Fire Battalion Chief Chad Pasqua is in Houston as part of the Disaster Medical Assistance Team, DMAT, helping with the area recovery from Hurricane Harvey. We also have 5 other police and fire personnel who have been put on hold if more help is needed, but they haven't been called yet, right? Okay, number 4. The unveiling party for the library mascot will be this Saturday, September 9th, from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The mascot will be arriving in a Murray fire truck. Sounds like fun. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that. Any questions for the mayor? Okay. Seeing none, we'll stand adjourned.